architecture sexist? But a feminist author has published a book. It's called Feminist City, and an excerpt from her book has been published on The Guardian, and it caught my attention. Leslie Kern is the author, and there were some good points mentioned in this excerpt, but I do also want to be clear that the good points mentioned by her have nothing to do with architecture. First of all, the piece is titled, "Upward Thrusting Buildings, Ejaculating into the Sky. Do Cities Have to Be So Sexist?" That's the headline. Subheadline reads, "Toxic masculinity is built into the fabric of our urban spaces," writes Leslie Kern, author of the new book, Feminist City. "And the results are just divisive. Aren't just divisive, they can be lethal." Okay, so I'm just gonna read you some of this and we'll discuss. As the feminist geographer Jane Dark has said, "Our cities are patriarchy written in stone, brick, glass, and concrete. In other words, cities reflect the norms of the societies that build them, and sexism is a deep-rooted norm." All right, caught my attention, make the case. So she continues to write, "As far back as 1977, an American poet and professor of architecture named Dolores Hayden wrote an article with the explosive headline, 'Skyscraper Seduction, Skyscraper Rape.' Hayden tore into the male power fantasies embodied in this celebrated urban form. The lower tower," she wrote, the office tower, she wrote, "is one more addition to the procession of phallic monuments in history, including poles, obelisks, spires, columns, and watchtowers, where architects unironically use the language of base, shaft, and tip while drawing upward thrusting buildings, ejaculating light into the night sky."
Just when you thought feminists have reached the absolute limits of stupidity, bam, this happens. I'm just no match for her superior levels of stupidity. I'm just gonna leave it here, boys.